Welcome to the Y Generation, a show where we talk about all the things that matter to our generation. I'll introduce you to our panel who can't wait to get started. Osas,
Hi.
Michelle,
hello,
Sam,
hi,
and Rachel.
hey.
In this segment, because Y said so, we listen to the issues that you want to talk about. Here's our first letter. Yo. I had a shower with my girlfriend last weekend and out of habit, I peed while she was in there. She went off and told me I was foul. Now she refuses to shower with me. I don't know what her problem is. I do it all the time. I also pee in my wetsuit when I'm out for a surf. Isn't this normal? Doesn't everyone do it? Peed off. Okay, guys, is this totally gross or totally normal? Sam?
Yuck, that's gross. Peeing in the shower is disgusting.
Why?
And at the beach too. No, don't say. What do you mean why?
No, okay, the shower's fine though. No, the shower is seriously fine. Okay, you've got
Rachel,
soap.
you're on yourself. It's going right down onto yourself, onto your feet.
You're in the shower.
Can I just
That's
say,
where you clean yourself, isn't it?
Here you go first. Yeah.
I think it's one of those things where if one person admits it, everyone admits it. Like fighting.
All right,
Everyone
go ahead,
farts.
I admit.
Admit it.
Hi. Okay, let me say something. Let me address the letter first. Peeing in the shower when your girlfriend is right there. Peeing in the shower when your girlfriend is right there. That's just nasty.
No, that's
You do
pretty
not want to do that. You're just crossing the line. If I'm in the shower by myself, I'm so comfortable. I'm really comfortable. I pee in the shower because I think it's so cool. And it's so easy.
One of my guy mates got in the shower with his missus and he peed on her because he thought it was funny. So the next time they had a shower together, she got in and peed on him
Oh, that's not funny.
because
That's
she
not
thought it was funny.
That's not
What
funny.
kind of friends are you talking
What
about?
about at the beach?
What kind of friends do you have?
At the beach,
What
yeah,
about
no,
the
I
beach?
definitely wouldn't. There's people around. It's not
But
private.
it's so diluted.
I just
So
swim
you
away.
miss so much water.
It's just diluted.
No.
But other people do it.
Think about it this way.
think about
When you're at the beach, actually, you want to. It's so cool to do it there because if you're not doing it, someone else is probably just doing it anyway.
exactly
so
right.
I would do it there too.
And it's
Worse when you
salt
swim
water.
into it.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
see,
that's
okay,
what. See, I
would
think
say-
of other people.
Let's go back. Let's go back to the shower conversation again, right? It's really cold right now. I don't think I'm gonna turn off my warm shower and get out and go to the toilet to pee. I'm not gonna do
But
that.
if you
It's
do
like
it
it's the
before
weather.
you go into
You have a routine.
No
you go
way.
before,
you
No
go to
way.
the shower, and then you hop into the
If
shower.
I'm actually
Everyone
taking a
goes
shower
there.
and I feel like, hey, I need to pee,
Everyone
I would
knows
just do it right
Michelle,
there.
we haven't really heard from you on this topic.
Because I have done it. I think everyone's done it. Like,
Well, can I just point out that unless you have an infection, that urine is sterile and non-toxic.
oh, thank God.
Plus, it goes down the drain anyway.
You know what? I know
It
it's
saves,
environmentally
it saves a lot of water. It saves a lot of water.
Oh, the
You're
Brazilians.
showering and it just goes down.
How about in 2009 when the Brazilians actually had an ad campaign and it was this massive national ad campaign to encourage citizens to pee in the shower to save water and to save the rainforest.
It does actually save
Maybe,
water.
it
but not
maybe
with
it's a
other
demographics
people.
that come into play here.
Not with other
okay,
people
if
in
your
the shower,
girlfriend is in a
especially.
shower with you,
Yeah, I would never ever do it
no, not with your
someone
partner.
else.
So are we saying totally gross or totally normal to pee?
It's
dry?
normal.
With
It's
your
normal to pee in the
girlfriend,
shower.
that's disgusting.
And it saves
Yeah,
lots
in
of
that
water.
situation,
By
it's
yourself,
gross.
it's cool.
What about in the wetsuit? Like how we asked.
Look,
You're not gonna get out and go
you're
to
not
the
gonna
toilet and
pee in
pee.
the
so it's-
bath. Why are you gonna pee in a pool?
No, okay,
or
no. There was a guy
beach?
actually recently at a football game, Russell Packer.
The
do you know who he
Warriors
is?
forward.
Yes. Who went to the bathroom on the field.
And shook his legs out.
Reaction time.
And it was
just
literally
didn't
race
work.
cameras. It was
Maybe
so
we
that's
should be
gross.
asking the guy this question from a guy's perspective.
Well, it's
Hey,
cool. You
if-
guys pee away from yourselves. We pee on
what about
ourselves.
other people
No,
who are
Russell
tackling
Packer
him and
peed,
stuff?
he urinated on his own legs and he walked around
Maybe he
shaking
just
it
couldn't
off.
wait. He just couldn't, there was no time to run to the bathroom and do it. He
You
just
go
did it
before
there.
you start the game. That's ridiculous.
But that's kind of wrong though. Like he just did
All
it in the
right,
field.
well,
Just,
moving away from bodily functions and onto something we're celebrating. Here's our next letter. Hey YGen, I just wanted to say something about occasions like Christmas, Easter and Valentine's Day. Once these used to be looked upon with meaning, but I can't help feeling they are now just marketing campaigns and we're all being taken advantage of. Oh, Sass, we'll start with you. What are your views on this?
I want to first of all say thank you for the question. That's a lovely question. See, I actually came from a place where we never used to actually give out presents during Christmas and Valentine's and that. Don't worry, I didn't come from the bush or anything. But I think it's actually lost its true meaning. Christmas is all about getting together. It's all about family. It's all about friends. And when we talk about Valentine's Day, now you have to buy roses. You have to buy like get cards. A card that is actually written by someone else to express your feeling. What happened to going to your girlfriend or your boyfriend and saying what you think and telling them how much you love them? You need a card to actually express that feeling.
Can I just say, in regards to Valentine's Day, and I'm sure that you three girls will probably agree with me, even though I think there shouldn't be a set day where you have to tell each other that you love each other,
You'll
I
lose it
would
if you don't get
still
anything.
be cranky if I didn't get a rose or some chocolates
That's
or
because
something.
it's there already. It's just the society.
Celebrate Valentine's Day. I was in a relationship for 3 years and we never celebrated Valentine's Day.
Oh, okay. I think you have a different situation there.
I never did it.
But you know what's wrong with all of those, all of those occasions, like Christmas and everything, is I spend the whole holiday stressing out about what to get other people. So like for Christmas, I don't even enjoy it anymore because I'm just like, what am I gonna get my mum? What am I gonna get my mum? What am I gonna get my mum?
It's like you're being forced to do it.
Like,
to buy
right,
things.
it's so stressful. I can't help but think, like, isn't it all this marketing that makes it special? I mean, I love going into Westfield and hearing Christmas carols. I get so excited.
carols.
And like seeing Easter eggs out in January and hot cross buns.
Yeah, don't you think they overdo it? I mean, Christmas decorations are going up in stores now in August.
It is. I love it. No, I'm all for it. Market, blah, blah, blah. Make the season
People
fun.
spend too much money during Christmas.
And if
anyway,
it wasn't,
like,
look, if it wasn't that, it's like we're always going to be celebrating. It's fun. That's life.
So what if you have a big family?
I do celebrate everything. But
And what if you do actually have a big family? You have to buy, gifts for all of them. And stuff like that. You stress out about that, like you said before, like you have to buy things for Chanel,
yeah,
buy
but
things
then you
for
can make
David.
my family's evolved. Like when we were younger, everyone had to get a gift for everyone. But as we got older, we, a bit more intelligent about what we want and what we get people.
Isn't it about I think it's lost. The only reason why I keep saying it's lost its true meaning is because before where I came from, I know I keep bringing this up, it was all about family. Like family would just get together. We would just eat and just sing and just dance all day. And we don't worry about presents because people actually come to that party.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That's what it is. I think it's actually lost its meaning.
I know. Do you know what? No, I do agree with you. I do think that is its true meaning. But I can't help but think that this marketing side of it enhances it. I only think it enhances
But what if it wasn't there in the first place?
I agree with her. No, I agree with you. I
Yeah,
think it does enhance
I love putting party hats on people around Christmas and aunties that do not want me to put it on their head. I'm going to put it on your head. What are you going to do? It's Christmas, and that's a great excuse to do
How
it.
about Valentine's Day though? Like what
No comment
do
on
you
that.
really need cards? Do you really need cards to actually express your feeling? Like what you're feeling
expect
about
No, that
all
should
the
happen
time, that's why I
weekly.
do that.
That should happen daily.
All right. I still want my roses on Valentine's Day. Anyway, don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Y Generation right after this break. It's good to have you back with us on the Y Generation. Now, in this segment, To Be or Not to Be Y, we take a look at what the older generation is saying about the Ys. Let's see what our fave reporter Jess uncovered out on the street about whether or not Gen Y take criticism well.
Some of them do, of the Y generation, some of them don't. It just depends how they're brought up from home.
They're trying to improve their lives and circumstances, so they take criticism fairly well.
I don't think that the Y generation takes criticism well at all. They're mostly used to being their own little reality TV star with Facebook or whatever the hell they're doing.
I think the Y generation wants to hear proof and justification of opinions that are given to them.
In order to take criticism well, it's based on the person and not just a generation.
By not accepting criticism, I do think that they are slightly more confident, and so they don't take any crap from anyone.
Yeah, no, really don't like that jacket, Michelle. What? Just kidding. Do we take criticism well or not?
Does anyone take criticism well? I mean, if you're going to tell me, it depends if it's productive or not. See, if someone's reading my essay and they tell me, it's horrible, and they throw it aside, it's like, well, you're not telling me why. If you tell me why, then okay, cool. If you tell me you don't like my shirt because you don't like it, well, kudos.
Let's put it this way.
It's like at work. Like when I'm at work and people criticize my work, I'm like, why what? Because I take it so personally. I'm like, no, you couldn't do any better than what I could do. So I don't take criticism well at all.
How about in
Actually, it
regards
really
to the
affects me.
boxies, a couple of the comments that we're confident in our little social media world. You know, if someone posts something critical on your Facebook, you can just delete it anyway.
Yeah.
I don't really care about that.
So their criticism is
Therefore, you
void.
don't
Who
even
cares?
need to
Yeah.
take criticism.
No, but it's true as well what they were saying on the boxes about how we are trying. It's almost like we're trying to like improve ourselves and. You know, like we're trying to make our world better, so we do take that criticism on because like we only want to improve.
Yeah. But it is like what one of the ladies said in the video, and Michelle touched on it, we want a reason. Like you can't just say, like criticise us and not give us a valid reason for why you have that opinion. I mean, we want valid.
Because at the end of the day, it's not just about Gen Y. This happens to everyone, all generations.
No, but I think we get criticised a lot more than other generations. Like even with like driving and like, you know how our insurance is way higher than an older driver. And why is that? Because they do. People criticise Gen Y a lot.
That's a general thing. To me, I think it's a general. I think this happens to everyone. Like, okay, personally, to answer the question, we don't take it to war because we're like a generation that like to defend ourselves. We like to express our feelings. So if someone wants to come and tell you something.
We were like so mollycoddled as children too. Like my mum was like, "You're so good at what you do," but I'm not that good at it. Actually, no, my mum wasn't really like that. But I know a lot of parents who are like that.
My mom's like that. You know? Michelle, you're so great.
And they try to encourage you anyway. Like if you know that you need to improve in doing something, then it's a personal thing to you. You know, like at work, like I was saying before, like at work, we've been taught as supervisors to actually to give constructive feedback to people, because a lot of the workers that don't actually know how to take feedbacks very well, if you were to go to someone now and say, you know whatever you did today was bad, they would not take it to well. I think it depends on how the criticism actually comes to you. If it was a good feedback, a good criticism, because now from the way we actually do it, we give it the good stuff first. We say, oh, you did very well today, but you need to improve in some things. Yeah. I think we take that very well. If it was a constructive feedback, we take it very well. Actually, if not, we're very defensive in that aspect, I would say.
I've actually been criticised at my work. There was a massive meeting and they've cut hours. They've cut about 200 hours worth at my work. And there was this massive meeting as to why they cut hours. And pretty much what it came down to was there was a massive, because I work in hospitality, there was a massive divide between staff, and it was like the older staff and there was the younger staff. And they were pretty much saying the younger staff who are university students don't take their job seriously. Whether that's a stereotype that follows Generation Y, but it was criticism that was unnecessary.
What I'm saying. We do get criticised a lot. Gen Y gets criticised a lot.
Yeah, massive Gen Y bashing.
Yeah, we do all the time. Even in the workplace, they say, oh, you know, Gen Ys don't take their job seriously, or they don't listen, or they go in and out of jobs and they're not focused.
Rachel, we haven't really heard from you on this topic.
Because I'm on the fence. I do think we get stereotyped a fair bit, but at the end of the day, we are a generation that grew up believing we could do whatever we want. We can be whoever we want to be, and because of that, we kind of go out into the world thinking, you know what, it doesn't matter what anyone says because I know who I am and blah, 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 and no one can tell me off. And then if someone says something, bang, like our whole world comes crashing down, or we defend and we don't know how to hold ourselves because we're not used to that. So I just think, you know what, we get a lot of it, but
we take things too personal, I think.
I don't think, I don't take it well.
And psychologists now are telling like parents not to like tell your children that they're too beautiful or too cute or things like that, because they'll you know what I mean? It's just weird, isn't it?
No, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't really see anything wrong with a parent actually encouraging a kid or something, saying you're beautiful.
Nice to say
They're supposed to say it anyway. They're your parents.
That's a given.
You know what I mean? If no one else is saying it outside, like, you know, your environment, and your mom is only saying that, I think it's a good thing. You know what I mean? But in terms of criticism, I'm still saying we don't take it too well, because we don't have that cooling period where someone says something to us and we just go somewhere else and think about it first and react later.
I don't mean to criticize you, but we're running out of time. So we're going to take a quick break and then we will be right back. Welcome back to the Y Generation. And it's time for our next segment, Why So Serious?, where we address some of the important issues close to home. Aborting a pregnancy is a difficult decision that some women make. It's a sensitive topic and there are many arguments surrounding it. Pro-life or pro-choice, it's a personal decision. Circumstances and religious views build these arguments, but do you think it's okay to have an abortion? Oh, Sass, I'm going to head over to you first. What are your thoughts?
Abortion, a big topic. No, I don't think it should be a choice to, actually have an abortion.
Ever?
Ever. I'm saying ever. Because I don't think it's a good thing. You have a life inside of you and you're killing a life. That's a baby right there.
In no circumstances, it's fine to have an abortion.
I don't think you have the right to say that, because...
I think you're a man. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll never understand.
You'll never understand.
All right, let's just hear Osas out for a second.
Understand what? Like you said, I don't understand. I mean,
Osas, why do you think that women should not have the choice to have an abortion, or women and men as a partnership have the choice to have an abortion?
Okay, it might actually seem that I'm
under
coming out really
any
harsh.
circumstance.
Okay, in some, what are the circumstances though?
Oh, okay. Sexual violence, sexual abuse, if the child has a disability, anything like that.
But there are people that's having kids that have disability anyway, already. Like, I don't think they're complaining or anything.
But now you can do tests to find out before you have your child if they have a disability or not. And if you find out that your child has a...
There's actually no real good tests at the moment to prove. There's one for cystic fibrosis, I believe it is, but for Down syndrome, no, there's not. We are getting close to getting a test for that, but even then, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but even then, it's not okay. I don't think it's okay to have an abortion.
But Rachel, think of the quality. No, but think of the quality of life of the child that you. So you're bringing a child into what if they're born basically as a vegetable and can't do anything for themselves?
First of all, we don't have the proof to know. I don't think medical.
Okay, but if it was available.
If it was available, who am I to judge your quality of life? And even when we see disabled people, don't we celebrate their achievements when they get something?
No,
don't we
I'm not saying that, but I'm
what's
saying...
their quality of life compared to mine? I mean, I could grow up and have a mental disability and my life will be crap. Are you going to kill me because I'm going to have a crap life?
Putting that aside, it is not about whether the child, it is not about the child sometimes. It really isn't.
It is about the mother.
I haven't finished my point. It's about, it affects everyone. It's about the person holding the child. It's about fathers, sons, daughters, nephews, niece, mothers. It affects everyone. And no one has the right to delegate whether or not that female should or shouldn't have an abortion. I'm not advocating that abortions are okay, but I will not I'm not going to take away the right of a female to not have an abortion.
Because let's be honest, we're not just talking about a pregnancy, we're also talking about another life as well.
That's true, yeah. I'm not just looking at it from the child's point of view, but I'm saying you can't say, oh, it's going to, they're not going to have a great life, whatever. Basically, I just don't think for the mother itself, I mean, if you're saying, okay, I have this option to abort, pro-choice to me and choosing to have an abortion because of that is saying there is no other choice but to abort.
But in some cases, Rachel, for people who are going through that is
But
an
that's
only
not
choice
what-
for them.
it's not really
I think that
a choice
coercing
then.
people,
That's not a
I
choice
think that
then.
people who are so against abortion in any circumstance and they coerce people into getting abortions, that is so traumatic for people to have a forced adoption or even a forced pregnancy. I think that can be more damaging to a mother than having an abortion.
Over to Osas for a second.
When you talk about, I'm going to go back to your point when you said, what if they knew the baby was actually going to be disabled and stuff like that? You're not going to go to the doctors and then find out that your baby is going to be disabled and be like, you know what, I want to kill the baby because it's going to be disabled.
What if having a baby can kill you? What if, if you were having a baby and you could kill the baby? You can find out. It's happened before in circumstances.
Okay, that is very, very small. That's not a general...
No, but you guys are saying it's not ever okay to have abortions.
I'm saying a different case.
But no, it's not, because having abortions there as an option is for circumstances like that. So I don't think you can ever say that you can take it away.
Would you rather a woman who doesn't want to go through with the pregnancy, because I'm not going to say baby, I'm going to call it a pregnancy. Would you rather her have the unwanted baby?
What do you mean unwanted
There are
baby?
other options.
Clearly, if a woman wants to have an abortion, the baby is unwanted. Whether that be I'm not
can
saying
a
it in
baby
a
be
malicious
unwanted?
way. I'm saying whether it be
why-
financial reasons, et cetera, there are plenty of reasons you would rather women not have a choice and have these unwanted babies. And how about we look at statistics? The fact that there isn't an exact number in Australia, but they estimate, Better Health Victoria estimates around 70,000 to 80,000 abortions a year. Now, if you take that away, how do you think these women are going to try to terminate their pregnancies?
Look, that's okay.
Then we're not going to be.
It's interesting.
Then we're not even going to be terminating pregnancies. Women will probably die.
Yeah, that's an interesting point you bring up. But the question is an abortion okay? I believe no, it's not.
But
It's
what,
not
from
a
what
legal
standpoint are you
status.
coming from? From a
I'm
religious
coming,
standpoint or from...
I have a religious background, yes, but human standpoint. That if I was to fall pregnant unplanned, if my child had a like, this is my child. Like, there's that, like, what the safest place for a baby to be, the beginning. Okay, not even a baby, the fetus. We all started out as fetuses in its mother's womb, and you are going to kill that potential life. That breaks my heart.
Can I bring up a point? Okay, so you and OSAS think it's wrong, okay? So when someone does have an abortion, what should the punishment be for them? Should there be punishment?
I'm not looking at punishment.
But I'm saying if someone, okay, because regardless, okay, let's just say we make it illegal.
Effect to it, though.
Okay, but I'm just saying, let's make abortion illegal in Australia. What? And we know it's going to happen anyway. We know the process is going to happen. We know people are going to have abortions anyway. So let's hypothetically make abortions illegal. How should these people be punished?
And because they would be punished because it would be
Can
illegal
I just bring up that abortions are illegal in Ireland?
And South America.
And somewhere off the coast in Ireland, there is this boat in international waters, this ferry. And women can catch a smaller boat out to this ferry and have the abortion in international waters. And this is what I'm saying to you. If you're saying we should ban abortion completely, it is just insane because women who cannot go through with the pregnancy...
I think you guys
and
are
that's what
actually
happens when you let the church start making safe
decisions.
Let's hear what Osas has to say.
I don't know
What's the
if
right
you're
way.
on my side in this one, but I think when you guys are saying just ban it and let's just stop it, if it's a special circumstance, like you said before, if it was going to take the life of a mother, like if it's that, if it gets to that point where someone is going to have to die in that circumstance, then hey,
what if it's different? What if it's just like a young teenage girl who made a mistake and needs to... Do you know how many orphans there are
sex
already?
education.
No, that's letting her. I don't think that's letting her at all. I don't think that's letting her at all. That's ridiculous. No, because half of the people who have abortions are
if my daughter
already
was to be
using
pregnant,
contraception.
if I had a daughter and she was pregnant, she's definitely having it.
I think it starts with sex education.
We are gonna... 13?
13?
13? What are you talking about? 13? That's just wrong. I think my daughter should be in school studying and not getting pregnant. You know, I think the problem is having these choices in Australia just made it easy for a lot of people. Hey, I can just get pregnant.
Having an abortion is never easy for someone. I don't think
You're
you
going
say
to
it
have
like
to
that.
break everybody up. I'm sorry. That will be a heated discussion, no doubt, for years to come. But that is all we have time for on the Y Generation. And before you go, we thought we'd leave you with our Gen Y vid of the week. We'll see you next time with more hot topics. Bye for now.
We're Harry Nicholas from Australia, and we make awesome trick shot videos. We've got heaps of awesome stuff coming your way.
This is our best of video. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe so you can get notifications on all our new trick shots.
Booyah. Enjoy.
Yeah!